because she's actually the creator.
She's the creator? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
just the leader
Oh,
of the
whistles.
Yes.
I love that.
So it has all the information in English and Spanish.
Live streaming on TikTok.
We're live on TikTok. I'm here.
sorry.
I came from Brooklyn. Yeah, we came from Brooklyn.
Oh, I
We're-
used to live there.
Awesome.
Yeah, did you? I try to find like nice little rallies and talk to people, get
Oh,
different
we have so many
perspective.
here.
Do you?
Well, not here, but
In the
on
community?
Suffolk.
We go all over the place.
Okay, so really quick, why are you here specifically? Like, what made you come here?
Trans rights.
What kind of rights? Tell me.
The right to be who you are.
Do you
the
think?
right to
Okay.
be free.
Do you think that people don't have the right to be free
100%.
in the United States?
Are you?
Tell me
Can I
more.
curse?
Well, tell me more about it.
I have a granddaughter who's bi, and I worry for her.
This is your cue. She's a lesbo.
I'm gay.
There you go. and my granddaughter is bi, and I have lots of friends who are also queer, and they don't have the right. They're taking licenses away in Kansas.
I
Well-
didn't hear.
Oh, I said,
Go ahead.
well, they're taking licenses away from people in Kansas.
Well, I actually
if they're
read
trans.
the document. In Kansas, they are making them go back to their
Right.
regular gender marker,
Yep.
and
And if they
the
refuse-
DMV said that they would do it for free. They would give them back to them for free.
That they'll give them back to them with
With
their
the correct,
preferred.
No, with their birth sex.
Yeah, still not fair
Why do you think so?
because they're who they are is who they are physically, how they feel inside.
Do you think that someone's gender identity, now we're just playing devil's advocate, right? Because I like
Yeah.
to ask different questions from different perspectives. Do you think somebody's gender identity should trump somebody's like actual birth sex?
Really bad word, Trump.
Well, overrule.
Absolutely,
You think a gender identity should overrule somebody's birth sex?
100%.
Why? Why do you think so?
Because my granddaughter went through a time where she felt much more masculine than feminine, and she struggled with who she was and what she was. And she since has stepped back from that. She's on the spectrum though.
Okay.
But if she had felt strongly enough that she was meant to be a male, we would have supported her 100% because if we are God's creation, nobody's infallible. And if they were meant to be a certain identity and were born incorrectly, there were, I forget if people who were born with both sexes.
People that have disorders of sexual development.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But they're not both sexes. They're always one or the other.
Right, but they have both organs.
No.
In some cases, they do.
No, they'll have like tissue, streak gonads. They don't have
But
like
it's
actual
still-
organ.
but it's
yeah, but they're
still-
but they're still the sex that they are.
Yeah, but they still have to decide inside them. Yeah,
I'm talking about
in my
trans.
opinion, I think they have the right to decide who they are, just like a trans person.
Yeah, but they are the sex. Well, I mean, then by that logic, then anybody can decide like what they are, right?
Well, anybody can. That's the whole point.
What? No, I understand that. My questions are: do you think that you're saying gender identity should be more powerful than somebody's actual sex?
Yeah, and I do. I stand by that firmly.
What about like in changing rooms, locker rooms with girls and boys together?
I think if somebody has their full-on transgender surgery and have the parts that they feel, I think then they should be allowed to use women's locker rooms. If someone has top and bottom surgery, and I know people who have, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable with them being in a women's locker room.
Do you think other women might?
Yeah, I think other women might.
What about girls? Because they were talking about the bills now that are being passed for the trans youth, that they wanted to be able to use their locker rooms and bathrooms of their preferred gender.
Right.
What do you think about boys, like male people and female people sharing locker rooms and bathrooms together
I think
as
it
children?
is a difficult decision because I do understand some of the concerns parents have because they are young. And, like anything else, it could get into the situation where boys might say they feel like girls just so they can get into a girls' locker room. I do see where that could cause issues. But in the case of if it's a full-on person who's had the transgender surgeries,
We're talking about kids.
there's a girl on TV, Jazz Jennings, who had her surgery.
At 17.
Yes. So, yeah, she should be able to use women's locker rooms and women's bathrooms. Absolutely.
And you think that Jazz Jennings should be able to use women's locker rooms because she removed her genitalia? Do you think?
Because she identifies as a woman. If she didn't, she started feeling like a girl at 2 years old, and her parents were behind her. So, yeah, 100% I think she should be able to.
Yeah, I'm definitely against boys and girls sharing, male people and female people sharing private, intimate spaces when they're changing and undressing, and in sports and in prisons and in shelters. I don't agree with that. I think that's wrong.
All right, well, that's your opinion.
Sure, yeah. That's
And
why I like
the
to
whole
talk to
point is
people.
that we
Right.
are all allowed to have our own opinion.
Definitely. But you do support that.
I do support that.
Okay. All right, that's it. I have no further questions for you. I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Okay.
You want to do an interview really quick?
Very little to say.
That's okay. I just have a couple of questions. I'm a little bit opposing with the spaces, so I'm trying to get people's perspective on like gendered spaces.
You're a little what?
A little bit of your opposition when it comes to like gendered spaces for male people and female people, like locker rooms and children.
Frankly, my entire view is incredibly simple. The same way that people believe in God without seeing Him. I don't need to understand how a person feels about their gender, their sex, their love. It doesn't matter. They're human beings. So that's my be humankind.
But do you think that male people and female people should be changing in locker rooms, children, for like gym class and sports?
Is not something that's actually happening.
Oh, no, it is.
I don't believe you. And
A.B. Hernandez is in California right now, and he dominated the entire the girls' leagues. It's on the news.
Frankly, I don't care.
You don't care about the girls that are losing titles?
Why are you worried about the girls? It is not trans people who are attacking young girls. It's Donald Trump and the Epstein class who have actually...
I don't support Trump.
Great, because it's those people who are actually abusing young women. It's not trans people. Do you know the statistics for how many trans people have actually abused girls?
I do, actually. I have the Federal Bureau of Prison stats.
Awesome. So it's pretty small, right?
It's actually not. It's 1 in 316 trans individuals are incarcerated for S crimes against women and children.
And you actually believe that that's all true? You believe
I did.
all the news?
And that's not the news. I actually don't believe the news. I actually I did a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act, and I requested the information from the Federal Bureau of Prisons myself.
And they said 1 in how many?
1 in 316 trans women are incarcerated for sexual crimes against women and children.
Were they in locker rooms?
316. Did you, in that inquiry, inquire how many
Men?
Men?
Yes.
Men.
Yes.
Bio men.
Yes.
Because you're going bio.
Yeah.
How many of that
1 in 21,000
are
incarcerated for S crimes against women and children.
That is
I mean,
bullshit.
it's not.
Myself, we are 4 women here, so 1 in 4 has been beaten and abused by a male.
I'm on your side.
I get it, but
A male person. Yes.
so how is it possible that it's 1 in such a large number that are incarcerated? Because if that's the case, that's totally unjust. That is insane.
But that's not what the numbers show. The numbers
But
don't
that
show.
is
The numbers are
incarcerated,
wrong, that's
not
the
those
point.
who have actually
Can't
been
say the
gone
numbers are
after.
wrong. I actually got the numbers from the Federal
Okay,
Bureau
so-
of
But wait a minute,
Prisons.
those are incarcerated, not the people who've actually been
Committed
found
crimes.
out.
1 in
How many- what are-
316 is the number of people that have not committed. That's out
All right,
in
so
the street.
go
That's just 1 out of
farther out from the
316.
statistics. What are the statistics for men who have raped women who have been incarcerated?
Well, if we're talking about S crimes, sexual crimes, I do the sexual crimes against women and children because that includes rape too.
Okay.
That's 1 in 21,000.
That are incarcerated.
That are incarcerated?
Yes.
Something wrong
But
with
what
that?
about
What do you mean?
Like, do you
That's
not...
definitely
You have
not
to look at the crimes to know what the
right, but who are
Right.
actually
You're saying...
but those
four
are only the ones that have
what?
gotten incarcerated.
Right. Well,
Incarcerated.
No,
Not
that's
the
why
ones-
the Census Bureau. When you take the Census Bureau, you see how many male people there are in the United States that are
I
adults.
understand that. I actually did...
I do a lot of
participate
research.
in
Yeah.
A
That's great.
census.
Yeah.
So, what you're saying is those are ones that have been caught and
Right.
incarcerated. We're talking
No.
about
1 in 21,000 is the number of how many of them are actually, when you look at the entire population, the census,
Right.
1 out of 21,000 out of the entire population of male people go to prison for crimes against women and children that are not trans.
And how many rape kits have not been processed?
Millions.
So that's who's been incarcerated, not those who have committed the crime.
I'm just
And
talking about male people
I would
here.
guess
Get it.
that more trans people have been gone after by our mostly Republican,
Males.
the men
Male
who
people,
run
right.
most of these operations. So
Doing
I
the
would guess
incarceration part
they
is
would go
different.
after anyone who is not cis white male
And you know
before
what?
they would go after
You're looking
their
at-
own,
I get
which
you're
we've seen in
looking at the
colleges.
numbers from the consensus, but if you
Yeah.
but if you think about how many men get off scot-free,
Yes.
So many.
including
Thousands.
the
'Cause they don't wanna
PO
ruin their
in
futures.
chief
Millions.
who's been convicted of rape, how many times?
Do you want to ask these 4 women right here who has been raped?
Yeah, can we do that? Because out of 4 women,
Are you guys willing
I
to
know.
tell the truth?
I have
I've
not
been
been raped.
Okay, I have been.
that's 2. So 3. That's
So 3 out of 4.
Okay, now let me
right
ask you,
here.
okay, perfect. And let me ask you guys a question. Was it a male person?
Male.
Yes.
Was it a male person?
Yeah.
Was it a
Cis
male?
white male, and more than once.
Was it a male person?
Yes.
Yes.
But that's we're arguing against male people. We're saying male. I don't care what their gender identity is.
All right. So
Yeah.
But again,
though,
this is apples to oranges, though.
It's
This is people who've been incarcerated, not people who have committed the crime. That is a false equivalency.
what,
So that-
what do you mean? Wait,
It's a false equivalency.
why is it a false equivalence?
Because you're going with who's been incarcerated, not who has committed the crime.
Well, we know that there's a lot of male people the majority of males that committed these crimes have not been arrested.
Yes.
but you're saying
But you're talking about
transgender
so many
women.
trans men have been incarcerated.
See, when I speak about this, when I speak about women in general,
Right.
and the harm that male people do, I talk about all male people, regardless of their gender identity. I don't care what they identify as.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're looking
you're
for
at a
fear
transgender
instead
rally.
of looking for love. You are looking at a fear-based story here.
What's fear based?
You're looking. You are
about
talking at us about fear and
no.
looking. You're
I'm
telling
I'm
us
doing the numbers
I
from
think
the
you agree
census.
that victims matter, right?
victims. Of course, victims. All victims matter.
That's
I am
the
not
only
trying.
point.
But
I think that's the only point.
no, the point here is to accept people and love people and not put everyone here that happens to be a male gender into the same category as those who have been arrested and convicted of sex
I put
crimes.
all male people in the same category.
Okay, and you're
This is
female.
disgusting.
All of them, and all
So-
females in the same
so
category.
You just
Yeah.
said that
But
it was
this is-
female.
this is not a very
trans
positive thing.
female.
I mean, this is why I like to have the conversations. I don't think I'm being disrespectful. I'm just talking to people about male people and female people.
Right. Why don't you
And
talk
my-
about their identity and how they should be welcomed into community?
They
and
are
not
welcomed in the community.
Not
They're-
considered a possible.
They're just
sex
not welcome
crime.
in the bathrooms.
They're
Okay,
not
that's
welcome.
bullshit.
That really is.
Are you
I don't-
more afraid of a man?
I don't
a
consent
trans
to a
man
male person
coming
in my bathroom or my daughter's bathroom.
That's fine.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's
That's my
you.
prerogative.
You know what? When they come into my house, they're all welcome in my bathroom.
Yeah.
It's
we
a
do.
gender-neutral
It's okay.
bathroom,
It's
so
okay.
why
It's
can't we
okay.
just have
Parties
one
in my
bathroom
house
for
every
one
week.
person at a time?
But then we'd have to
Sorry.
redo.
We're being led